Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to learn about change of subject of formula. At the end of this video, you'll be able to express one variable in terms of the others in a literal equation and then change the subject in a given formula. This is James. He is thinking about how to calculate the area of a piece of land. He knows that area is equal to length times breadth. Now, he asks himself, what if he knows the area and breadth? How can he get the length? He thinks and thinks but doesn't get an answer. He then goes to Mr. Charles, his teacher. Mr. Charles explains to him that since area is equal to the multiplication of length and breadth, then the length will be equal to the division of area by the breadth. What Mr. Charles did is called change of subject of formula. A formula is a type of equation that shows the relationship between different variables such as x and y. For an equation to be a formula, it must have more than one variable. For example, x plus y equals 7 is a formula, it has more than one variable. 2x minus 8 is equal to 0 is not a formula because it has only one variable, x. The subject of a formula is the single variable to which everything else in the formula is equal. The subject of a formula will usually be positioned to the left of the equal sign. For example, x equals 2, y plus 4. In this example, x is the subject of the formula because everything is equal to it. To transpose a formula means to rearrange it so that a different variable becomes the subject. For example, in the formula, t equals p times L over s, t is the subject of the formula. We can rearrange the formula so that p becomes the subject. Here is how we do it. The first thing is to clear the fraction by multiplying both sides by s. We then get st is equal to pl. The next step will be to divide the sides by l. We then get p equal to st over l. Thus p is now the subject of the formula. Here are some rules for changing the subject of the formula. The first rule is this. If the operation that relates the variable with other variables is times, transfer the other variable over the equal sign and change the sign to division, and vice versa. For example, if SB is equal to CD, S and B are related by times and C and D are related by times. To make B the subject of the formula, we need to move S to the other side. Since S is related to B by times, we divide the other side by S to move S to this side. Another example, given M over N is equal to O times P. To make M the subject of the formula, because M is related to N by division, we transfer N to the other side by multiplying both sides by N. Here is another rule. If the operation that relates the variable with other variables is addition, transfer the other variable over the equal sign and change the sign to subtraction. For example, if S plus B is equal to CD. To make it the subject, because B is related to S by an addition, we transfer it to the other side with a subtraction. If S minus B is equal to CD, to make the subject of the formula, we transfer B to the other side with an addition. And lastly, if the operation that relates the variable with other variables is a square operation, transfer the other variable over the equal sign and change the sign to root. For example, if S squared equal to CD. To make S the subject, find the root of both sides. The root of S squared is S. The root simply cancels out the power, and so S becomes equal to the root of CD. If the root of S is equal to CD, to make only S the subject, we simply find the square of both sides. The square of the root of S simply cancels out and S is equal to CD squared. Remember, whenever you move any character over the equal sign, the sign of that character would change. Now, let us solve an example. Given S equals to C bracket open 1 plus Y, make Y the subject of the formula. Expanding the bracket, we get S is equal to C plus CY. This is also the same as CY plus C is equal to S. Moving C to the other side of the equation, we get CY is equal to S minus C. Lastly, we divide both sides by C to get Y is equal to S minus C divided by C. So we have come to the end of change of subject of formula. In this video, you have learned how to express one variable in terms of the others in a literal equation and then change the subject in a given formula. We hope to see you in our next video. Thank you for watching.